it's so bad.
I know, but like, what? Yeah, it's nuts, isn't it? It's nuts. Did you say 21-0?
21.
Oh, 20.
20. Yeah, sorry. They scored 3, so 23.
23. That's mad still. That's mad. Because there's nothing that will keep me on that pitch. Once the 10th one's gone in.
10th, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 10th.
The 6th one has gone in?
No, you know what? I'm used to being on the team getting battered from when I was younger, fam. The teams that I used to play, I used to be the token black man. Token black boy that would just fast and could finish. I got my fair share of goals, but we was getting whipped 8-0 or 8-2, 6-3. It was whipping boys still. Long whipping boys. But I enjoyed it because I was playing. I was banging goals. Yeah, and I was playing with my boys, fam. Do you know what I mean? I was like, and then my dad was just like, "Oh yeah."
Them ones there when you're younger, as long as you score,
it's alright. Yeah, man. But nah, that's crazy, fam. To lose,
it was wild.
21.
23.
23.
And 2 of their goals were. One was offside, blatant.
But they needed it.
And 2, we gifted it to them. So it's like, it should have been 20-0. It should have been 20-0.
Bro.
But yeah.
There's nothing, man.
But Fabian, he scored some serious goals. We know Fabian's a ball anyway.
Where was he playing up front?
No, I tell her like he was. I think first half he was playing mid, second half we put him up front because we needed him to get the goals, innit? Yeah.
Yes,
Trapstar.
Yes.
yes, Chapolina.
Nah, that's calm.
Yes, Chapolina.
Yes.
What are you saying?
Hold on, I'm not gonna lie though. Going back to that,
Thank you.
I would think match fixing. Match fixing, fam.
So the other guy, but there's always like 4 or 5 league like people who work for LU who come and watch, innit?
Yeah.
Like
and they
league secretaries, league committee, whatever. They come and watch so they could see he was banging in the goals.
Yeah.
One of the guys in the account team at the end was like, "Oh, how many did you score?" He's like, "Yeah, 13." Like they could see he was banging in the goals. So there was no way they could try and claim.
He was playing a match. They won. He said one guy scored 13 goals.
Yeah. What, in a single game?
Yeah, fam.
Nah.
But he was.
Hold on, was he striker? Yeah.
He was playing. So first half he was playing mid, second half striker.
How many goals did he score in the first half as mid?
6.
Nah, that's even.
But we needed him to score, so everything was being fed through him because we needed that many goals.
He over delivered
to get all removed. So
hey, performance review is nice. A little bonus.
Bro, literally.
That's so wild.
But it was against a team that was bottom of the table and they're done out. So.
Most seasons they quit before the end, innit?
What's that?
I'm sure most seasons they quit before the end.
Yeah, so the team, so we won the league that day as well. So the team that could potentially catch us, if we lost that game, they would have obviously played the game and won and overtaken us. Because we won, they was like, call it. There's no point.
Call it quits.
Yeah, man.
Oh boy,
it was exciting end. But I was saying to Sean, obviously, I'm flying out on a cup final day. Yeah, I'm gonna miss the cup final, which is jarring. So jarring, bro.
Yeah, I saw the little Insta post. I saw you nuts a man.
It's rolling back the years, rolling back the years, man. That's in my prime.
See on a freaking what's it, Ashley Young thing, fam. So nuts a man and then play a little 1-2.
You know what kills you is that when you play the inside, you just see my man continue.
Just see the bean, fam. See the shiny bean, fam.
They didn't teach that. We made it. I never made
we made it. I'm sorry, Amanda.
Sean was saying having kids.
Yeah? I know. Nah.
No.
I blame the drive. I hear it.
No. I hear it, but why can you tell man? They told man the time that he's meant to be here.
No, hold on. Right. For the listeners, let's address this. Let's address this. Yeah. So I get here, bang on 1:30. I'm like, all right, cool. Maybe like because sometimes when Sion's here, he don't tell you that he's here. So you might come upstairs, he's just sitting there in the corner waiting, and you're like, all right, cool. So I asked Bangs, and he's like, I was like, am I the first one here? He's like, yeah. I was like, okay, all right, cool. Obviously, Aaron said whatever was going on. I was thinking, so where's Sion? 1 minute.
No, it was 2. It was 2 minutes.
No, it came through at 1:29.
I will show you,
bro.
We can check it right now,
bro. Your signal took it.
For context, I said I was like, I'll be 10 minutes late. 10 minutes turns to 25:30.
But Aaron said in ample time, fam.
Fair enough.
And then Sion 1 minute before was telling me, I don't know, something about insurance.
Yeah, day cover.
Something about issues with insurance.
Yeah, me and Z were trying to sort out day cover.
But did that take 1 minute, or did you know that you was going to be late?
Whilst we're sorting it out, obviously the times are lapsed, innit? So now we're just rushing to try and get here.
So what time did you sort it out then? Or what time did you start sorting it out? Sorry.
I can't remember.
You should have seen me driving, you know. Oh my God, I was right up behind this lady in her 1 litre Punto, fam. I couldn't, oh my God.
Do you know what it was?
Cursing. You ever been, sorry. You ever been driving behind someone, and they're driving like they're walking.
Yeah. And especially when you need to be somewhere as well.
Yeah.
It feels like they're just going even slower.
You know, like you're walking behind someone and you're trying to rush and they're just taking their steady time. And you're trying to get around, but you can't really. And now they're looking behind you like, why are you so close behind me? Oh my goodness.
Why are you on my bumper?
Makes them go even slower.
Yeah, man.
It was like a 1 litre Punto. It was about 5 man in there, fam.
Crawling.
You got to pop out the back window.
Do you know what it was for me though? Yeah, because like when I was waiting, and then obviously I saw your message, and then I thought, okay, let me have a look at Aaron's live location because you shared the live location, and I see man was in like Southwark, fam. I saw Southwark.
I was blowing through Newham, fam.
This guy ain't gonna be 10 minutes, man.
Do you know what? I had some business to sort out, man. I had some freaking business to sort out. I was blowing through, fam. I had to go through Rotherham. I had to spin it right around, because the maps were trying to tell me to go down Tower Bridge. I'm like, nah, it's congestion zone.
Tower Bridge at this time is going to be mad as well.
So I'm like, I've spun it around, I've gone through Rotherham Tunnel, and I'm like, I'm good, but I just saw the waves go up by like 10 minutes, 10, 15, and I was like, do you know
You're lucky nothing happened in the tunnel, because in the tunnel something happens, it's a long
long day. You would not have made a session.
Nah, remote.
But we made it.
Yeah, man, we're all good, man.
Yeah, we're here, boss.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
right here, boss.
Fantastic.
So I even managed to squeeze in a trim, fam.
Sean 32.
Ah, no, you got the Schwists.
In it, the Schwists.
You know what? Yeah,
you know my man from
looking good,
it looks calm. Don't take offense to this, yeah. No, I like it. It looks there. Do you remember Nutty Professor?
Yeah.
You remember the man on the at the piano?
Yeah.
What do you get? Yeah, the comedian. I forgot what his name is actually.
Yeah, same. But I can see it right now.
Listen, I've been getting comparisons all week, fam. Jeffrey Schlupp.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wilfred
Bonny.
Bonny.
My days.
Fam, I was just like
Sean Schlupp.
Sean black man with twists, fam. That's it. I mean,
they're not any twist there. Twists. Sean twists.
I was gonna ask you a lot as well, because I was actually on the way whilst I was driving here. I just noticed myself flicking through music now. Like when I'm in the car, I don't really even listen to it too tough. Do you think like is that something that you lot experience as well? Do you think you take in an album as you once did?
No, I've been playing the same SoundCloud mix for like the last 2 months. Yeah. Before that, it was
house thing.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I just don't.
I feel like when we get old, as we get older, I feel like when you're younger, you want to keep on top of like the latest music.
Yeah.
What's hot, what's trending, what's being talked about.
Yeah.
I feel like when you get older, I don't know. I just feel as if that sort of stuff it's not really high on a priority list as it once was.
Yeah,
does that make sense?
Yeah,
that's for me personally.
Yeah,
I just don't care about music.
Yeah,
if I hear something on the radio, I'm like, "Oh, who's that?"
Yeah.
But you're not searching.
But I'm not searching for it to add it to a playlist.
Yeah, you're not waiting for an album to drop at midnight and then going to listen to
stream it or not.
Yeah,
not anymore. But back in the day, when we was younger, 100%.
Yeah,
But now,
I think there's just so much music at the moment. You know, back in the day, you'd be able to. You know, you'd have to maybe wait a year, 2, 3. Look at Usher as well. Usher used to drop an album every 3 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you'd live with an album for about 2, 3 years.
You have no choice
running
but
confessions.
You have no choice but to soak in the album, because you know you ain't getting no new material for years. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, we've
and
become
I feel
quite
like also
spoiled.
for the artists, I feel like there's a demand as well. Like I feel like they feel as if they have to keep dropping stuff to stay relevant.
Yeah.
There's so many like musicians or artists nowadays. It's almost a thing of they feel like they will be forgotten.
Yeah.
And it's kind of an element of that as well, because you know, if a man doesn't drop an album, the guy down the road, the rapper down the road or whatever, is dropping 3 albums in that time. And they might not even be good albums, but it's just the fact that
he's dropping
you're
3
there.
albums.
They're reminding you that they're there. So then people are going to start talking about it. And plus, I think it's quantity over quality now as well.
Which is for me is wrong.
Terrible, fam.
Yeah. It's just so much. And do you know what I think as well, from the position of someone that's put out music and it still learns and tries to find ways to mix and master things better, what I'm noticing as well is that songs aren't sonically toned throughout their albums a lot. And what I mean by that is that you can listen to one song and through track 1 to 10, they're mixed very, very different. And I know sometimes that comes down to so many different little factors, but you can hear that it's just a churning out process of let's just record this. Let's not put so much time into making this like a seamless project that all sounds succinct and it all sounds like it's flowing on to the next sort of thing. It's just churning it out. But it's similar to, I was reading something about during the pandemic, we had people were talking about like it was to do with rates of like people having sex, and it was like rates of people having sex have gone down during the pandemic. Everyone had the opportunity to have sex, and no one was having actually sex after a while, because it's almost like once you've got the ability to be able to do it, you don't want it anymore. It's like the desire. So much music, like you don't.
That goes with anything in life, I think. That's a good point. That's a good point.
Once you've actually been given,
you've got access to it 24/7. It's kind of like raw.
Does that mean that you never actually really wanted it then?
No, I think you got.
Okay, all right.
It's a chair.
Making us think on this fine Monday.
I'm just like, you know, did you actually really want it? Because if you had,
I feel like there's always that desire of wanting it. Do you know what I mean? But it's just once you have it or once you have access to it, your desire kind of diminishes. Not that it goes away. It kind of just depletes a little bit.
And I think with men, I think we can sometimes be a bit kind of like not one and done, but like but sometimes you want to fling on a Call of Duty, like a little Call of Duty or a little FIFA or something like that, and like you're just not really like, it's not to say you don't want it. I just don't want it right now.
Bro.
I don't really want it right now.
I feel like but
I don't want to upset you. I I really don't want to upset you.
Aaron, you just touched on it.
Are we talking facts today?
Let's talk facts. We're spitting. Pot of paper.
Like, and I feel like, alright, cool. Let's touch on that.
Go ahead.
I feel like a lot of, I don't say a lot because
Speak your truth, King.
Speak your truth, fam.
I feel like a decent fair amount of women need to understand and differentiate the difference between men wanting it. No. The difference between men.
Think about it.
Should I add something in there? I think it's the approach sometimes, because it's not to say I don't want it, but if you approach me in a way that doesn't, like, everyone has their own approach to getting someone in the mood,
Yeah.
If you don't approach me in a way that is makes me feel at ease, where I'm kind of like, why not? I think 9 out of 10 times, most men will want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you approach me in a way that's kind of like demanding,
or making you feel like, or making you feel like you should be making more of an effort.
Yeah, then now I don't really want to do it because now I'm not comfortable.
Amen.
But it's not to say I don't want to do it. Because I want to mash it up. But don't make me. But don't make me.
Don't make me feel like I'm
like not inferior, but like don't make me feel on the spot a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, Aaron.
Yeah.
Bluetooth.
AirPods, fam. Because it feels like you don't want to have to feel like you have to work for it. You do want to have to put in, like, you know, you're putting your little sort. Your
Man. Man.
Do you know what I mean? But if someone's telling you to kind of be like, come and get this, but you need to work for it, it's kind of, then you're kind of like,
I'm not in. I'd rather play some. I'd rather get some shots.
Yeah.
I mean, like, don't try and put that sort of that fling on it now, where it's like, no.
Yeah.
And it comes in its phases as well, because sometimes you're just like, fuck it, like, don't get me wrong, I think we all like a woman that knows what she wants.
Yeah.
And is sometimes a little bit demanding. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay. Yeah. I like this. But equally, there's a balance to it. I'm not always on. I'm not always on. Do you know what I mean? I'm not always switched on. Like,
but that's the thing though. I feel like,
warm up the engine.
There's a lot of women who have very high sex drive.
Cold start.
Yeah.
So it's like women with high sex drives, that I don't feel like they will necessarily have that sort of understanding to guys like us, where it's like, cool, we find you physically attractive. Obviously, do you know what I mean? We want to have sex with you, but sometimes it's a chill thing. Like, we're not always gonna be in that zone. It's nothing personal to you. Like, babe, you're fucking sexy. Like, I wanna clap them cheeks. But I'm just,
because I was gonna say that sometimes, I don't know if this is like this for you guys as well, but I'm hardly in the mood when I'm stressed. Or I've got other things going on. And sometimes, because I'm stressed, I might just want your companionship. I might just want you to sit down and just chill with man.
But sometimes we've been made to feel soft because of that. Like, we're like,
so where do we win?
Where do we land?
We can't. We just gotta keep hovering.
Where do we land?
And this is why we're tired, because they're constantly hovering.
And the thing is, you know, when you're stressed, like, you just don't wanna, like, when you're stressed, sometimes for like some women feel like this maybe is a way for you to relieve the stress. But I don't want to like, you actually thinking that I want to relieve the stress in this way is actually now irking me even a little bit more. In its own way.
And now it looks like you got attitude for what?
Exactly, which then gives them attitude, because they feel as if you don't desire them when it's not even that.
And then guess what? Who's got to fix it?
Now I can't even go. I can't even think on the PlayStation now. Bro, that's just gonna end it. It's gonna end everything.
You know that's a sequel, fam. Listen.
All right. Say it. All right. Go on to something else. Yeah, just briefly. Just past that. Yeah, kick him off. Kick him off. Get comfy. Saying that, do you think we as men are insensitive or mean to our counterparts in, like, do you think it's just our brutal kind of like honesty and our tone that makes what we're saying the wrong thing, or do you think it's actually what we're saying? Because sometimes I feel like women do think that the way we're saying something, it's like you see all those tweets online sometimes and it says, oh, you know, like, I don't know why I go ask my brother or my guy best friend for advice because he just tells me how it is. And I should have gone to one of my girls because I'm going to get the little bit more of the softer sort of, a bit more of a cushion maybe around it.
They're going to be told what they want to hear. They don't want to face the truth, or they don't want to have the opportunity to have to face the truth.
But do you think it's the truth, or do you think it's actually the truth, or do you think we're just being sometimes a bit brute?
I think
our tone as well, we're kind of like,
I suppose. Go on.
Also, I was gonna say, like, I think for my understanding anyway, for women, is that if someone told them the truth, it will hurt now, but then become easier later. And sometimes the way that we're like, all right, let me just say it now. It might not be the right time for them to hear that. So they don't really want to hear it right now.
Yeah.
Even though what we're saying isn't wrong, and later on down the line they might be like, all right, cool, yeah, you know, you were spitting facts, like you know.
Yeah.
But they don't want to actually hear it at that time. They just want to hear, they want hugs, they want to be held, they just want to be cuddled, like not literally, but they want to kind of be told that everything's all right and the way that you're feeling is valid, like you're not crazy. Do you know what I mean? They just want to be told that. They want to be reaffirmed, I guess. But we're kind of like, right, let me just tell you what it is. Cut out all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Because if I don't, then we're gonna go down this road a bit later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I think it is.
And yeah, sometimes
I agree with that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that sometimes I just feel like, don't get me wrong, sometimes it is your tone. It is maybe just the brutality of what you're kind of saying.
I feel like sometimes, like as men, as guys, like sometimes we're maybe just a little bit too cutthroat, straight to the point. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but I suppose, you know, dealing with women, who are, you know, generally a lot, you know, much more softer creatures than us, we have to probably be a bit more softer with them. At times.
But
makes sense.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
But do you know what though? Because I fully agree with that. However, I feel like me personally, my snappiness or my directness, I'm more direct if I haven't got the patience.
Yeah.
So I feel like I have to put in a lot of patience to be like, make sure I deliver what I'm saying in a certain way so that a female can understand it.
Yeah. I get you.
And now if she's not understanding it, and I'm feeling like I'm getting a bit of fight back now, and it's like, you know, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like,
so you won't reach that point before you've like tried to exert some sort of patience.
Yeah.
You try the patience route first, and then obviously if that's not being, then it's like boom.
It's just like boom. This is what it is.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, right,
but I mean, that's probably with everybody, innit?
Yeah.
Well,
but
not
then
everybody, but
Yeah. If you,
oh, go on.
would you, have you ever been, all right, you see when people say, oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that I made you feel that way, or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a genuine apology?
Which one?
Yeah,
I'm sorry, I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm sorry I made you feel that way is. But if you say I'm sorry you feel that way, I can't lie. I've been criminal to saying that myself.
Yeah.
But I don't feel as if that's really acknowledging or really apologizing for what it is that you've probably been a part of.
Yeah. But do you think you can wholeheartedly say to someone, like, genuinely, I'm sorry for what I said made you feel that way, but knowing within yourself that's it's a bit silly, like you think it's a bit silly internally?
Oh yeah.
You think it's silly? You think it's because I struggle. The reason why I brought it up is because I struggle with it. I've had that conversation before, and it's kind of like, I'm genuinely sorry that what I said, but then equally I'm looking at it and I'm like, well, maybe it was also your perception of what you said, because if I explain my intention to you of what I meant, and then you still kind of feel a way about it, now I'm kind of internally I'm sitting there thinking, I'll say sorry, but I have a real hard time saying sorry when I don't mean it, you know?
Yeah.
I have a really because I feel like I'm being fake.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
I feel like I'm really being fake.
But then I've been, 'cause I'm literally the same. Like, if I've said something and it's made someone upset, it's like, you're upset. I'm sorry you're upset, but I meant what I said.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And it's like, but then if I say that, it's like not a real, for them, it's not a real apology. It's like,
but then obviously, but you know within yourself that you know what it is. So you haven't got to be like, feel any type of way of apologizing to them. As long if it makes them feel better.
But I don't want them to feel that because I'm apologizing, I didn't mean what I said. I need you to know that I said this.
Yeah, no, I get it.
And it sticks.
I get it.
Do you feel like it's because you feel like you're falling to someone's whim? In a way, like by saying sorry for something that you're not feeling sorry for, you're almost wondering when, all right, so if this pops back up again and I don't say sorry the next time, or I don't do the same thing as I did this time, you're going to kind of feel like, what you feel like they were being silly for is gonna be allowed to run.
There's an element of that, because it's like if you have allowed this to happen this time, next time when it happens again, you'll be like, but hold on, that ran last time, so why?
It's a weird line.
Have you got an issue with that now? Do you know what I mean? And you also don't want to overuse the word sorry. Like, imagine if you meant what you said, but every time that they get upset with what you said, you just said sorry. Then they become accustomed to that, and it's like, rah, you're just saying sorry now. Like, you don't even mean it. Yeah, you don't even mean it. No
so I suppose there is a thin line between between oversaying it and not saying it enough.
It's
a very, very thin line.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's a tricky one.
It's tough because there's times because I'm either full conversation or I'm mute. I'm either one or the other. I'm either one, and once I've gotten over thinking I've explained myself, I'm like, this is the.
It's what it is.
And now I'm being very monotone. Okay.
All right.
Like cool. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Because I want the conversation to end.
It's done. 100.
One and done.
See, all right. So I was even going to ask about that then. Yeah. So out of 10, how much do you think your conflict resolution is?
Interesting.
In general, and in your relationship.
Mine's a work in progress still. I feel like to be honest with you, in general, I don't really have much conflict. In general. Wait, when you say in general, do you mean like with just like work, like just people outside?
It can be just any type of conflict. Like your manager's maybe pulled you up and said, "Oh, what? You're late again," or something. Do you know what I mean? But then some people might feel that's a conflict because you might be stepping to me because of how it was said or what. It's passing conflict, but it's still a conflict.
Do you know what? Yeah, I feel as if, and again, this is probably because I've gotten older. I feel as if, like, obviously, there's been a few times at work where people are like, my manager says something to me like, "Oh, like like you said, you've been late," but in a certain type of way. Yeah. And it's like, I had a smile. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I've been late again. They weren't up. Like, I don't care for it.
Yeah.
End of the day, you're not paying me.
Yeah.
Nothing's really gonna happen that I'm late again. I'm not going to jail. I don't care. Like, I feel as if that level of conflict, it doesn't bother me anymore.
What about amongst your friends then?
Amongst friends, again, I don't really have conflict amongst my friends, like you, man. Like, but when something does arise, I kind of just distance myself. Like, I'm one of them guys where it's just like, bro, hands up and just fall back. Like, I just ain't got time for it, kind of. Does that make sense?
Yeah. 100%.
But again, having said that, I've never had conflict with you.
Yeah. I was about to say that.
We've been through our fair share, but again,
I wouldn't call it like we've never fallen out.
You disagree? Have you disagreed? You've disagreed.
We've disagreed.
That's not. I wouldn't call that.
I don't think we've ever butt heads.
No. It's just, So this is what I'm saying, and I feel like that's probably
how many
down
years
to
is that? Like 19 years.
Yeah, 19 years.
And we've never there's some friends that start
scrapping. Yeah, they start scrapping.
Like in our group.
Yeah.
It's never come close to that.
Nah.
With anybody.
Yeah.
Because I mean.
Yeah.
Because I feel like you've lost your head.
With one of my friends, there's been one instance, but this is when we was back in school.
Okay, yeah. You know them ones.
Yeah,
in school.
Like we had to
get
held apart by his parents. But that was one instance. Never happened since. And we was like, what, 14, 15?
Yeah, so you're still...
And it was ever something very stupid.
Growing.
Yeah, but again, like our immediate friendship group, now, since we've been, I'll say, adults.
Yeah.
Never.
So then, all right, so on a score. So when I say general, you're talking about like with your friendships and whatever.
Yeah.
Out of 10, just give me a number. Like,
Friendships.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah. And your relationship.
Out of 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Relationship.
And that's me. That's like resolving.
How good you are
At resolving.
So 10 would be good.
Okay, yeah.
10 would be like.
I'll say 5 because I just tend to just Casper.
Okay. Yeah.
Relationship.
It's work in progress, man. I'll probably say being deadly honest. I like to say a strong 6 pushing 7.
Okay.
All right.
Maybe that's a bit of a push. I'll say a strong 6. Yeah. I'll say a strong 6.
I think my conflict resolution it's difficult for me, you know. It's difficult for me sometimes. I think it's one, the way I'm geared. 2, I don't think my profession actually really helps. In all honesty, I'm constantly like putting up points. This is what I think. This is what you think. Yeah. But you said that at this time. But like I can't sometimes help it. But I think aside from that, I think it's genuinely is just actually me.
Yeah.
I think my conflict resolution between me and my friends, I'd say me and my friends are pretty good. I don't really butt heads with my friends too tough. I'd probably say it's like a 7, 8.
Yeah.
I'm pretty easygoing. I think my relationships, it really yeah, it's techie, isn't it? It's techie.
It's
really
the person in there, I suppose.
It's the person I think that you're working with.
Yeah.
But I'd like to say I'm maybe again around the 7, maybe even 8. But I do know how I get. I can be quite direct, and I know that's not always helpful. Especially I think when you're, like we said, we're dealing with majority of the time softer creatures.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of say it how it is, and I think I sometimes make people stumble on what they're trying to say because I'm so bam about it. Like I thought about it 100 times over before I've even probably said it. So we're now mid convo and you're trying to gather yourself to try to say something.
They're like, hold on.
I was just coming with hella points.
And then they're kind of like, okay, well, I'm trying to get out. Especially I think when you're dealing with someone that maybe isn't as great at dealing with conflict. You know, there's people out there that aren't very, they don't really like conflict. It makes them feel uneasy, makes them actually get a little bit antsy. So I'm finding ways to navigate that a little bit better. Because I'd say I'm actually quite compassionate and very kind of thoughtful and empathetic to someone's situation or what they're going through or what the conversation that we're having. I never want someone to feel like dismissed. But if I think you've come to me with something silly or something where I think to myself, like internally you have to kind of fix up. I have a very, very hard time with having like a poker face and kind of just not saying it. But it's maybe why I was single for so long. Honestly.
I think.
What about you, Sean?
Yeah, what about you?
With friends, I'll say a 5. I'll say a 5. And that's the ceiling, I think. I don't think my conflict resolution is great, to be fair.
Serious?
I don't think it's great. Like
but you don't have, but okay.
I just think in general, because I think that conflict resolution it involves emotional intelligence, and although that side of my brain might be ticking, it's like if I'm gonna act out, I need to back myself logically to act out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So what's an example? Let's just say, if someone come to me in the street and wanted to like, I don't know, just start squaring up to me, pushing me and whatever. I need to tell. I know some people would just start swinging. That would never be me. I need to know if I swing and I catch him on whatever. I is this what I really want to do? Do you know what I mean? So I would have to tell myself, yeah, if I swing, I'm like, do I actually mean it? And if it's yes, then it's go time. Do you know what I mean? But for me, I've already thought of all the scenarios, what could have happened. I might punch man in the temple and
or he drops and hits his head on a corner or something.
Is it really worth it? I never really want to have to act out in an emotional state and have to take back the way that I felt because I might have gone overboard.
Yeah, you might not be able to take it back.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So with my conflict resolution, it's kind of like I feel like even with like friends, more so I might be able to kind of just be like, okay, I'm zen and whatever. But it's not you guys, but like my friends would like resolve it more. I think once you resolve it, then I'm like, all right, cool. I see you're on peace. So all right, cool. Let me the problem's with me now. So let me just back down a bit.
Yeah. No,
in terms of my relationship, I think that's even worse, man.
Swear.
I think that's even worse.
They're difficult. They're all difficult. I'm joking.
Don't do that.
To be fair, I wouldn't even expected that.
Really?
Yeah, I wouldn't have expected that.
I think for me, my thing is because you know, like women, like women are just they're complex creatures in it. So how you deal with one situation is not how you can't treat when you come up with a new situation. You can't apply the same.
Can't copy and paste.
You can't
control C, control V.
Yeah, because even if it was the scenario was carbon copy, it doesn't matter. The way you have to deal with it, you have to deal with it fresh. So if I've dealt with a situation wrong in the past, I might think back and be like, all right. You know when you go back through the book of book of mistakes, the book of mistakes, and I'm like, all right, cool. This is playbook. Sir, this is playbook 103. Good, cool. So I'm gonna apply that one, and then it's just completely wrong. Now I put all my energy into this running this play in it, and now it's gone even worse. So I'm like, oh, shit. All right, cool. Let me shut up. Then that just adds fuel to the fire. Yeah. Then when it gets to a point where it's like, I don't even know what to say anymore because every time I just do or don't do something, the flame is just getting higher and higher. And if I'm just silent, it's like I'm not putting it out. Do you know what I mean? So I think for me, I would, if I feel that I've put all my kind of, or what I feel is all of my energy into trying to resolve it and it hasn't worked, I'm just like, I can't bother now. Like I'm not. You might even be talking and I'm actually not listening to you. You know what I mean?
I think. Do you know what's important? Yeah. Sorry, did you give yourself a score?
Probably say I was a 3.5. 3.5
for relationships.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely need to improve on that.
I do too.
I think it's my temperament. Like if I've had a good day, I've got all the temperament in the world. But if I don't, it's just crazy, and that's when I might get straight to the directness, or I might just
but that's I don't. But again, like obviously, like that is it's kind of normal, innit? If you've had a long day, you've been stressed out, people have been pissing you off all day long. You don't have any patience.
It's true, but then that doesn't mean that other person has to receive that.
I hear that, but maybe then you communicate that. I'm like, listen, I'm in a mind space now where I just can't do with anything right now. If I respond to you now, you're not gonna really appreciate it.
You're not gonna get the best version of me.
Let's leave it for now and let's revisit it maybe in a few hours or maybe even tomorrow morning. Or I mean, I think maybe that would kind of benefit the situation rather than just.
I think that's the best maybe thing to do to kind of at least halt it for the moment, because I think the one thing
to bring it for now.
I think the one important thing to preach to people, I think, is that try not to go to bed upset. Try not to go up to bed upset with people. I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know it's difficult sometimes, but I think majority of people, they get off the phone or they get away from talking to the person they've had conflict with, and we all go to bed at night, we lay our head on that pillow, and we're there like, we're there thinking about the things we could have maybe said, the things we didn't say, or sometimes we're sitting there thinking, this is so stupid, and now I'm going to bed and I'm upset and I'm angry. For what? For what, really? Now I'm probably gonna have a dream about this. I'm probably gonna argue in my dream as well now.
Start kicking,
yeah. Gonna wake up, and then you wake up and you hope the person you've had conflict with has like messaged you, and you hope you've had a little, just allowed it to
and
ease.
They
haven't.
Then you're pissed off and starting the day pissed off. It's
just a snowball.
It's just a snowball effect. So if you can deal with it then and there, and you can have an amicable conversation with someone, do it.
100%.
Do it. It will improve you as much as it seems difficult. But try not to go to bed.
Having sometimes space from that specific whatever is needed.
Yeah.
Like, I know a lot of people who something happened, they want to hash out then and there. That's not always good. That's not always good. Because sometimes
turn up his mic.
Turn me up, sir.
Beat me up, Scotty.
For me, I'm a person where, and I know you are as well. Like if we've had an argument or whatever, give me 10, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, even an hour. Let me just get out, clear my head, think about things, come back. Then we can maybe sit down and hash it out. But when tempers are flared, emotions are high, wanting to hash out, then it's not always.
You're not gonna get the best.
You're not gonna get the best. No way. And a lot of people they have that approach where they want to hash out then and there.
Yeah.
And then shit even goes even more left.
I've done that so many times,
What,
where
out there and there?
I want to. Well, yeah, but then I regret it.
Yeah.
I do it because I'm actually genuinely trying to hope that this is going to come to some sort of resolution, and then I don't, and then I'm like, why did I do that? Because now it's just we're not agreeing to disagree, and sometimes you just maybe need to agree to disagree for that moment, step away, and then come revisit it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah,
nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, I think I've like going on from that as well. I feel like, because as you said, Sion, like we're the same in terms of, if I end up getting in an argument or something, just give me my space. In my space, let me gather my thoughts, know which angle I need to come from, and then I'll come back and we can talk about it properly. But if you don't give me that space, then, and if I don't feel like I've gotten that space or the ample time that I needed, it's easy for me to stay in that mode, and then I can end up staying in that mode for like even more than a day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's not because I want to stay in that.
It's not because you want to.
It's just I haven't had the opportunity to kind of process. And then it's like, for you, it's like, all right, I've had 48 hours.
Turn him up, sir.
Bro. For you, it's like, I've had 48 hours to sit on this. Like, why am I still pissed? But it's like, no, for me, really and truly, I haven't had any time to sit and process.
I haven't had time.
Yeah.
I need some space to have that time.
And sometimes, you know what, you end up saying your point of what you believe or whatever else, your counter argument, and then because you're trying so hard to find a resolution in that moment, you end up saying the same thing maybe 100 times over, but because you've said it 100 different types of ways, it doesn't now sound like how the original statement sounded. So now you're arguing, now the goalposts are being constantly moved on both sides because you're now arguing about two different things 100 different ways. When if you just stepped away and you kind of left what you said as you said it, you go back.
Take some time, think about it, go back.
And that's not to say if you go back, it's not going to be where it was if you had just stayed and had the conversation. There's no guarantees.
But that again depends on the people.
The probability of that, is the chance of it is higher of you getting an actual resolution out of something.
Facts.
That's why they call it resolution center on PayPal, man.
And I feel like a lot of
otherwise your money's on hold, fam.
I feel like a lot of women as well, they kind of take that as like guys wanting their space as, oh, you don't care, or sort of like leaving them or abandoning them, which is not the case. Like, it's not the case. And I get as well, like, a lot of this abandonment stuff comes from things that they've dealt with, like, prior.
It's nothing to do with you.
It could even be, like, I don't know, previous relationships,
parents,
exactly. So it's like, cool, I get that's how you're feeling, or that's where your mindset is. But again, on my behalf, I'm not walking out on you, I'm not leaving you, I'm not abandoning you, I'm just taking time for myself.
Yeah.
And that's what I feel like they need to kind of sort of be able to differentiate the difference between me having my time and abandoning them. Yeah. That's not the case.
Yeah, and on both. Yes.
I was just gonna say, like, I think at that point when you've decided to remove yourself from that situation, they see it as you're doing what's best for you, but it's like, no, I'm doing what I think is best for us.
The situation.
The best thing for us is for me to remove myself so I can come back later and resolve this properly, or at least have a conversation about it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, because it's difficult, man. Because on both sides, not just a women thing, because there's some brothers, and we've seen it sometimes, you know, pulling up to their baby mum's house or whatever, and they're and they're just screaming off down the street and all the rest of that, and it's just it's not a good look, man. It's not a good look. Just take time.
It's about understanding each other's language, like languages in terms of how you deal with it and what you want, because even though you might speak different languages, there's Google Translate, man.
Do you know what I mean? There's always
there's a way.
There's always a way.
Yeah, there's always a way.
Resolution.
That
might have to be the episode title still.
You
should wrap this one up.
We move on to the
calm.
We didn't even do the proper intro, but I kind of like this thing.
Man. Just you're here with us, people.
Man,
you know what I'm saying, man. Joining the conversation.
With us.
Yeah, man.
That was episode 67.
Yeah.
We're moving,
man.
We're climbing.
70 soon, there.
And
man. So you come to the end of that episode.
Man. You've been here with Axe, Aran.
Here with Shapes
and Shorts and you ain't got like DC.
Yeah, man, he's somewhere living right now. No, he's busy, man. Business.
Yeah.
Business trip.
Yeah, man. Business trip. So
all expenses paid, fam.
You know what I'm saying? It's living life. But he will be with us. Yeah. Not next episodes.
It'll be the ones
after. So yeah, man. Just got
69 and 70.
Don't worry, the sensei will be back.
Yeah,
we'll be back soon.
Yeah, we'll be back. Yeah. All right, we love that. Peace, people. We out.
Love.